wanted to use
Billy Short.
This is a fact of history. In my book on Bonhoeffer, I educated myself on this. I was completely ignorant of what happened in Germany at that time. My mother grew up in Germany during that period. My grandfather was killed in the war. My father grew up in Greece, so I was raised Greek Orthodox. I always say it's funny, if you're raised Greek and German, my parents were immigrants, came to the U.S. in the 50s. If you're raised Greek and German, it means you're raised Greek. Thank you for laughing. You've been a great audience. Good night. It's totally true, right? Some of you come from similar ethnicities, that this ethnicity smashes other ethnicities. So if you're raised Greek and German, you're Greek. That's it. My last name is Metaxas, of course. I don't know how. It's a miracle. My mother got my father to name me Eric and not, Dimitris or something like that. But the point is that I understand these various things and how complicated it is. One thing that I learned from the story of Bonhoeffer, and I think this is very important, in particular because we're represented by members of state churches, right? Growing up as a Greek, growing up in the Greek Orthodox Church, we often conflated the idea of being Greek with being Christian. If you're Greek, means you're Greek Orthodox, means you're a Christian. Well, this is nonsense. You can't be born Christian. You can only be born again as a Christian, okay? We're born in sin. Again, you have to review the theology, speak to somebody who knows about this, but you can't be, if somebody is raised Irish, it doesn't mean they're Catholic. It means they're Irish. This is something that needs to be understood. Germans in Germany thought, because I'm German, I am Lutheran, and I am Christian. It doesn't work that way. You have to humble yourself and give your heart to Jesus Christ. You have to become a Christian. You have to repent, and you have to say, I accept you, Jesus. Now, however you do this, whether you do this in confirmation or you do this when you're 5 years old, the point is, there's no such thing as, it's not appropriate to conflate nationalism, national identity, with our faith in Jesus Christ. And when you have a state religion, of course, this is the danger. It doesn't always happen, but it's the danger, and it happened in Germany. So it led many Christians in Germany to think, I don't really need to do anything. I'm justified before God. But of course, I've seen this growing up in the Greek church. I've seen this growing up where people think, because I'm Greek, I'm Christian. This leads to problems, and I will say why, my friends. Because the church must always be the conscience of the state. If the Russian Orthodox Church, for example, cannot speak out against certain policies of Putin or whatever, if they don't have some separation, if they are one with the state, they have abdicated the role of being the church of Jesus Christ. In the United States of America, of course, we have separation of church and state, but most Americans don't really understand this. So I don't hold up America as some model, but I say that it's at the heart of what it means to be a Christian to say that even if I have pride in my national identity, my identity in Jesus must come first. And when my country does anything apart from what God would call it to do, my identity has to be first, my allegiance has to be first with Jesus, with the church. Now, as I say, those of us who grew up in ethnic, tribal churches, in the Greek Orthodox Church, we have difficulty thinking about this. Growing up as a Greek Orthodox, I was taught to hate the Turks, right? Okay, well, here's the problem. What if a Turk says, I love Jesus Christ? Am I supposed to hate that Turk? You understand that our identity is not in our national identity. I am very proud to be Greek, I'm proud to be German, I'm proud to be American, but my identity and my allegiance has to be to Jesus first. In Germany, this did not happen.